Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Madhava Madana Murari Jai Madhava Madana Murari Jai Keshav Kali Malhari Jai Keshav Kali Malhari Jai Madhava Madana Murari Jai Madhava Madana Murari Sundar Kundal Nayana Vishala Sundar Kundal Nayana Vishala Gali Sohe Vaijanti Mala Gali Sohe Vaijanti Mala Ya Shavaki Balihari Ya Shavaki Balihari Jai Madhava Madana Murari Jai Madhava Madana Murari Jai Keshava Kali Malhari Jai Keshava Kali Malhari Jai Madhava Madana Murari Jai Madhava Madana Murari Kab ho loot loot badkayo Kab ho loot badkayo Kab ho madhuvan ras rachayo Kab ho loot badkayo Kab ho loot badkayo Kab ho madhuvan ras rachayo Kab ho madhuvan ras rachayo Nachat vipin bihari Nachat vipin bihari Jai Madhava Madana Murari Jai Madhava Madana Murari Jai Keshav Kali Malhari Jai Keshav Kali Malhari Jai Madhava Madana Murari Jai Madhava Madana Murari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama
Shri Padmatmani Namaha. Namaste devotees and Jai Sita Ram. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to our Sunday morning satsang this beautiful Sunday, July 24th, 2022. Before we commence with our puja for today, I ask that we join together as we chant this very beautiful bhajan as we prepare our minds, our bodies, and our souls for our prayers today. स्वागत समगन इस मंदिर हो भक्ति की स्वाति की धार सुंदर सुमधुर गान हमारो रंजन सब नर नार स्वागत समगन इस मंदिर हो भक्ति की स्वाति की धार सुंदर सुमधुर गान हमारो Sanatana Dharma Ram Ram Bhave Ved Prakash Jhalkara Sanatana Dharma Ram Ram Bhave Ved Prakash Jhalkara Khanda Khanda Hotal Bhave Khanda Khanda Hotal Bhave स्वागत सब जन इस मंदिर भक्ति की स्वाति की धार सुधर रंजन सब नर नार कीर्त माया मूर्त लगावे पुण्य परसार तीर्थ माया मूर्त लगावे पुण्य परसार संघति संतन नीम चलावे संघति संतन नीम चलावे ओ भक्त भगवान स्वागत समर्जन मंदिर भक्ति की स्वाति की धार सुधर रंजन सदन नार रंजन सदन नार रंजन सदन नार. Go ahead and please stand for the terrible. At this time, devotees, I ask that we join together as we commence with the puja, as we clasp our hands and close our eyes. With our eyes closed, I ask that we take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, relax your spine, your shoulders, relax your neck, your forehead, your entire body. With your eyes closed, I ask that you now focus on a form of Bhagavan that's most pleasing to you, one that helps you concentrate as you join together with me as we chant the opening praise. Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyati Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyati Ishavasyam Idam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tena Bhunjitha Magrudhakasya Sudhamam Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvina Vadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari. We offer prayers to Prithvi Mata as we bless and sanctify the seat unto which we sit. Om Samudrasane Devi Parvatastane Mandini Vishnu Patni Namastubhyam Parasparasham Shikshamaswame. Om Prithvi Tvaya Drata Loka Devi Tvam Vishnuna Drata Tvam Shadharya Mam Devi Pavitram Kuru Chasanam. Om Shri Prithvi Devaya Namaham. Go ahead and take your seat for me, please. And can somebody hand us the paper towels, please? Go ahead and wash your hands for me. Om Hasta Prakshalanam Samarpayami Govindaya Namaham. Thank you, Auntie Gloria. We take water in our right hand and we sip water 3 times to purify the body. Om Amrito Pastaranamasi Swaha. Om Amrita Pidhanamasi Swaha. Om Satyam Yashaha Shri Mai Shri Shrayatam Swaha. We wash our hands again. Om apavitra pavitrava sarvavashtam gatopivam yasmerit pundari kaksham sabhayabhyam tada shuchi Om. We apply some chandan. Om chandanasya mahatpunyam pavitram papanashanam aparam harite nityam lakshmi sishtate sarvada Om. We take water in our left hand now as we commence with Angsparsh, as we bless the various parts of our body. Om, we touch our lips. Om Wang Me Asyas to ask the Lord, by grace may my tongue be ever blessed with power of speech. We touch our nose. Om Nasura Me Pran, notice to ask the Lord, may my nostrils be blessed with healthy, vital air. Our eyes. Om Akshor Me Chakshuras to ask the Lord, may my eyes be blessed with the perfect power of vision. Our ears. Om Kanyorme Shrutamastu, ask the Lord, may my ears be blessed with the power of hearing. Our arms. Om Bahurme Balamastu, ask the Lord, may my arms be blessed with strength. Our legs. Om Urvurme Ojostu, ask the Lord, may my legs be blessed with vitality and the rest of our body. Om Marishtani Mianyani Tanustanawame Sahasantu, ask the Lord, may all the other parts of my body be safe from harm, rendering them healthy and sound for life-standing work. Go ahead and take a flower of any color in your hand. And devotees ask that we join together now as we chant the most powerful Gayatri Mantra. Om Nagakshe Varade Devi Akshare Brahmavadini Gayatri Jagat Madhari Vishwayoni Namostute Om Bhuri Bhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Om Bhuri Bhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Om Bhuri Bhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Hari Shanti 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 Hari Prem Suguru Gayatri Mata Ki Jai. Just place a flower down in the very center. And then take a red flower in your hand next. Devotees, we all join together now as we offer prayers to that remover, destroyer, but also creator of all obstacles in our life. We join together as we offer prayers to the Lord Ganesh. Om Shri Ganganapate Namaha. Om Jananam Bhutanganadhi Sevitam Kapita Jammu Palachara Bhakshanam Om Asutam Shokha Vinashakarakam Namami Viganeshwara Pada Pankajam Namami Viganeshwara Pada Pankajam. At this time, devotees, as we offer a bhajan dedicated to Lord Ganesh as we commence with our puja up front.
Ganapati Bappa Moria, Ganapati Bappa Moria, Ganapati Bappa Moria, Ganapati Bappa Dukaharata Mera, Ganapati Bappa Moria, Avo Prabhu Meri Avo, Mangala Murti Avo, Avo Prabhu Meri Avo, Mangala Murti जय जयकार हुए जगांधर घर घर में है तेरा मंदिर जय जयकार हुए जगांधर घर घर में है तेरा मंदिर प्रेम की ज्योत जलाने वाले मेरा ज्योत जलाओ गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया गणपति बाप्पा मोरिया सुख करता
Naivedyam grihitam devam bhakti mehi chalam kuru ipsitam me varam dehi paratrehan paran gatim Om idam palam maya deva stapitam purastova tena me sapalava bhavaj janmani janmani. We offer some clean water. Om sarva papaharam divyam gangeyam nirmalam jalam Achmanamaya raktam grihitam purushottamam Om Shri Ganapate namo namaham Om Dupam Deepam Naivedyam Kandarita Fulam Achmanyam Savrapayami. I'll leave that right there. I'll leave it right here actually. And go ahead and take one more red flower in Terrible. Devotees, we join together as we offer our final pratana or final prayers to Lord Ganesh. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirviganam Kurume Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvadha Om Raksha Raksha Ganadhaksha Rakshatre Lokya Rakshakana Bhaktanam Bhayam Kartha Ratha Bhava Bhavaranavar Om Shriman Mahaganadipate Namaham Prem Sabula Ganesh Bhagwan Ki Jai. Place the flower down here. Go ahead and take one of those purplish flowers in your hand. Devotees, we join together now as we offer prayers to that mother of knowledge and that mother of learning in our lives in this universe. We offer prayers to Mother Saraswati. Om Saraswati Mahabhagi Vidye Kamalanuchini Vidyarupe Vishalakshi Vidyam Dehi Namostute Om Saraswati Namastobhyam Varare Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhira Bhavatu Me Sada Siddhira Bhavatu Me Sada Om Mahasaraswati Namaha. Here, take a flower, place it down right there. You're going to take the lighter next and light this diya in front of Mother Lakshmi. After you light the diya, you just take a same color flower and hold it in your hand. Yep. Devotees, we now offer prayers to that mother of light in this universe, that mother of monetary wealth, that mother of spiritual wealth. We join together as we offer prayers to Lakshmi Mata. Om Lakshmi Karotu Kalyanam Arogyam Dana Sampada Mama Shatru Vinashaya Deepa Jyotir Namostute Om Namaste Astu Mahamaya Shri Pite Srapujite Shankha Chakra Gada Haste Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Namaste Garuda Rudhi Vasura Bhayankari Sarva Papa Hare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Sarvagye Sarvavarade Sarvadushta Bhayankari Sarvadukha Hare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Mukti Mukti Pradayani Mantra Murti Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Adyantarhite Devi Adi Shakti Maheshwari Yoghuje Yogha Sambhote Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Sthula Sukshma Maharandre Mahashakti Mahodare Mahapapa Hare Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Padmasana Sthite Devi Parabrahma Swarupini Paramishi Jagane Matar Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Shvetambardhari Devi Nana Lankare Bhushade Jagatistite Jagane Matar Mahalakshmi Namostute Mahalakshmi Namostute Om Mahalakshmi Namah. Place your flower down in front of Mother Lakshmi. And then go ahead and take a yellow flower in your hand next. Devotees, we join together as we offer prayers to that universal mother and that destroyer of all evils in our lives. We offer prayers to Adi Shakti and Durga Mata. सर्वगते देवी कालरात्रि नमोस्तुते या देवी सर्वभूतेषु विष्णुमायेति संज्ञिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु बुद्धिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लक्ष्मीरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु श्रद्धारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु पुष्टिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दयारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. As we pray to Mother Durga, O Durga Mata, Thou art the universal mother, and we your children worship you in many forms. O Ma, we see you as Buddhi, wisdom, Lakshmi, prosperity, Shakti, energy, Shraddha, faith, Shanti, peace, Tushti, contentment, and Daya, compassion. And as we pray to you, Ma, Namastasye, 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 Namo Namaha, we bow to thee again and again. Devotees, we offer praise to the Durga, the form of the universal mother, Matri. सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः देहि सौभाग्यम् आरोग्यं देहि मे परमं सुखं रूपं देहि जयं देहि यशो देहि यशो जहि. At this time, devotees, I ask that we have maybe one or two bhajans if we can, dedicated to Mother Saraswati, Mother Lakshmi, or Adi Shakti Durga Mata.
Jai Narayani, Jai Jai Durge, Jai Jai Ambe Namo Namah. Jai Narayani, Jai Jai Durge, Jai Jai Ambe.
Prem
पड़ेगा एक सहारा मेरी तेरे चरण कमल जय शिवरानी जय जय दुर्गे जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः जय नारायणी जय जय दुर्गे जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः जय नारायणी जय जय दुर्गे जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः जय जय अम्बे नमो नमः
धर्म विनती सना सबकी कल्याण करो जग का सहराहत का करके उद्धार करो दुर्गा उद्धार करो दुर्गा तुम विनती सुना सबकी कल्याण करो जग का सहराहति का करके उद्धार करो दुर्गा उद्धार दर्शन हो माँ तेरी सबकी अभिलाषा है मन में रहो तुम सबके तुमसे यही आशा है क्या मेरा क्या उसका ये अपना पराया क्या सब जोत जला करके रोशन करो जग सारा रोशन करो जग सारा तुम विनती सुनो सबकी संसारत माया है कभी धूप कभी छाया है एक दिन नस जाना है जो भी यही आया है क्या रंग है जीवन का रूप है मानव का तुम ज्ञान बहा करके उपकार करो दुर्गा उपकार करो माता तुम विनती सुनो सबकी कल्याण करो जग का सहराहति का करके उद्धार करो दुर्गा उद्धार करो माता
सरस्वती माता की जय प्रेम से लक्ष्मी माता की जय प्रेम से भगवानी शक्ति दुर्गा माता की जय This time of release. As we join together and as we offer prayers to the most influential beings in our life, as we join together and offer prayers to Mahadevataye Namah. Ramudai Tripurai Hari Shashi Bhumisuto Buddhasya Guruscha Shukrai Shaniraukito Sarvingraha Shanti Kada Bhavantu Sarvingraha Shanti Kada
Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Namah. Suryaya Namah. Chandramaya Namah. Chandramaya Namah. Bhumaya Namah. Bhumaya Namah. Budhaya Namah. Budhaya Namah. Brihaspatiye Namah. Brihaspatiye Namah. Shukraya Namah. Shukraya Namah. Shanishcharaya Namah. Shanishcharaya Namah. Rahavaya Namah. Rahavaya Namah. Ketuvaya Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Namah. Suryaya Namah. Bhaskaraya Namah. Bhaskaraya Namah. Adityaya Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Namah. Om Namo Bhagavate Suryaya Namah. Suryaya Namah. Suryaya Namah. Suryaya Namah. Suryaya Namah. Suryaya Namah. Suryaya Namah.
Om Naivedyam Griham Devam Bhakti Mehi Chalam Kuruthitam Me Varam Dehi Paratrahan Parangatim Om Nidam Palam Maya Deva Stapitum Purtastava Te Nime Sapalava Pirabhava Janmani Janmani Om Navgraha Devataye Namo Namo Dhupam Deepam Naivedyam Kandaritu Phalam Samarpayami Om Sarva Papaharam Divyam Gangayam Niramalam Jalam Achmanamaya Raktam Grihitam Purushottamam Om Navgraha Devataye Namo Namo Om Achmanim Samarpayami. Devotees, as we talked about last week, we had homework. There's only 2 more days of the week left. So we know Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And now we have to figure out Friday and Saturday. I only want one today. We're just going to cover one, and that's Friday. So does anybody know what planet, what color, and what Friday is called? Anybody? Isha. I'll enunciate it. Okay. Venus. Very good. Color is actually white. Very close, though. You bump blue, it's fine. It's fine. And so, depending on the region of India, some of them actually have different colors. So that may be where your source came from. From the ones that we have, kind of in the more North India region, Shukra, for any Navgraha Devata, the name of the planet is also the name of the day. So Ishan did a very good job. Shukrawar for Shukra, that's Venus, and then we do white. So we've talked about the days a week. Sunday is Ravivar. Monday is Somawara, that's for Chandrama. Tuesday is Mangalwar. Wednesday is Budhawar. Thursday is Guruwar. And Friday is Shukrawar. And each one represents a different planet. So we've got one day left. And then on that day, yes, Uncle Chris. We can, but I want to save it till next week because I want people to actually do a little bit more research. I know you know. I know we talked about the story, but I want somebody other than Ishan, Uncle Chris, Auntie Drew. Who else answered? Oh, you're getting voluntold to discuss next week now. I'll give Anna a week to plan. But other than the other folks that I've mentioned, everybody else has some homework to do. So we have one more day of the week. That's Saturday. I want to know what planet that's for, what the name of that day of the week is, and what color is represented. And then after that, we'll talk about the other two Navgraha Devata and why they do not have days of the week associated with them. Mostly it has to do with the Gregorian calendar, but that's the primary reason why. But like we said, devotees, today is Sunday. Sunday is known as Ravivar, and the color for Ravivar is... Tarapu said it, but I'm not going to... What else? Who else wants to say? Uncle Chris. Regional thing again. Some people want white and some people want red, and that's very correct. So what we're going to do, since we don't have any white flowers, is we'll take a red flower in our hand. And we'll join together, devotees, as we offer prayers. That being that exists in the form of the sun, and that's the standard of all life on this planet. We offer praise to Surya Narayan Bhagavan. Om Suryaya Namaha, 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 Adiveya Namastuhyam, Prasiddha Mama Bhashkaram, Divakara Namastuhyam, Prabhakara Namastuhyam, Suryaya Namaha, Suryaya Namaha, Suryaya Namaha, Suryaya Namaha. Om Prince Guru Navgraha Devata Ki Jai, Prince Guru Surya Narayan Bhagavan Ki Jai. I do want to give recognition to Ishan for being a good student. So from time and time again, we may not remember our assignments and what we're supposed to do exactly. So in those instances, we message our teachers. So last night, I was getting ready to go to bed, and I get a message on Instagram, and it says Ashton DeFritas. And the message was like, hey, what are we supposed to do for this week? Is it Friday? Are we supposed to talk about Friday? So not only did he clarify, he did his research, and he got the answer correct. So to Ishan, for being a very good student, great job. You get a round of applause. We take a yellow flower in our hand next. And devotees, we join together as we offer prayers to that sustainer of all things dharmic, all things righteous in this universe. We join together as we offer prayers to Lord Vishnu. Om Shri Vishnu Namaha. Om Shantakaram Mujaghayaram Padmanabham Surisham Vishwantharam Gaganim Sadrisham Meghavvaranam Shubham Om Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogibhiradhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavabhayaharam Sarvaloki Panatam Om Sashankha Chakram Sakirita Kunhalam Sakita Vastram Sarasirveshanam Sahara Vakshastala Shomikostu Bhashriyam Namami Vishnu Shirasa Chaturabhujam Namami Vishnu Shirasa Chaturabhujam. We join together now, devotees, as we offer praise to the seventh incarnation of Lord Vishnu. We offer praise to Lord Rama. Om Ramaya Ramabhandraya Ramachandraya Vidhise Raghunathaya Nathaya Sithaya Pataye Namaha. We offer praise to Mother Sita. Om Jagatha Sutha Jagajanani Janiki Yattashya Priya Karunari Raniki Taki Jugapada Kamala Manao Jasu Kripa Niramala Mati. We offer praise to Hanuman Swami. Om Mano Javamara Tatvanirya Vegam Jitendriyam Burhi Matam Varishtam वातात्मजं निर्योद्धमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये. And finally, devotees, we join together as we offer praise to the eighth incarnation of Lord Krishna. We join together as we offer praise to Bhagavan Shri Krishna. वत्तस्य पत्रस्य पुटेश्रयानं बालं मुकुन्दं मनसा स्मरामि बालं मुकुन्दं मनसा स्मरामि. ॐ कृष्ण वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. मुखं करोति वाचालं भङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्. ॐ वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. At this time, devotees will have a bhajan or two dedicated to Lord Vishnu, Lord Rama, Mother Sita, Hanuman Swami, or Bhagavan Shri Krishna.
Jai Narayan, Swami Narayan, Jai Narayan, Jai Jai Narayan, Narayan, Hari Hari, Swami Narayan, Narayan, Hari Hari, Jai Jai Narayan, Narayan, Hari Hari, Swami Narayan, Narayan, Hari Hari. Teri leela sabse nyari nyari, Hari Hari. Teri mahima Prabhu hai pyari pyari, Hari Hari. Jai Jai Narayan, Narayan, Hari Hari, Swami Narayan, Narayan, Hari Hari.
अच्युतं केशवं नाम नारायणं कृष्णदामोदरं वासुदेवं हरे श्रीधरं माधवं गोपिकावल्लभं जानकीनायकं रामचन्द्रं भजे अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभम् कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं भक्त मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं भक्त मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभम् कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं गोपियों की तरह तुम नचाते नहीं गोपियों की तरह तुम नचाते नहीं अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभम् कौन कहते हैं बंसी बजाते नहीं कौन कहते हैं बंसी बजाते नहीं तुम राधा के जैसे लुभाते नहीं तुम राधा की जैसे लुभाते नहीं अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभम् याद आएंगे उनको कभी ना कभी याद आएंगे उनको कभी न कभी कृष्ण दर्शन तो देंगे कभी न कभी कृष्ण दर्शन तो देंगे कभी न कभी अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभम्
सिया राम कहो सिया राम कहो सिया राम कहो सिया राम कहो अंतर मन में फिर सुख बरसेगा जीवन में सिया राम कहो अंतर मन में फिर सुख बरसेगा जीवन में सिया राम कहो मन में फिर सुख बरसेगा जीवन में। सिया राम कहो, सिया राम कहो, सिया राम कहो। सुमिरन बिन जग है दुखियारा, सुमिरन बिन जग है दुखियारा। सूरज बिन जैसे अंधियारा, सूरज बिन जैसे अंधियारा। सासों में सुमिरन करते रहो, सासों में सुमिरन करते रहो। सिया राम कहो, अंतर मन में फिर सुख बरसेगा जीवन में। सिया राम कहो, सिया राम कहो, सिया राम कहो। प्राणों में सबको बता, प्राणों में सबको बता करके भक्ति का दीप जला करके। प्राणों में सबको बता करके भक्ति का दीप जला करके। इत प्रेम सहित प्रभु नाम जपो, इत प्रेम सहित प्रभु नाम जपो। सिया राम कहो, अंतर मन में फिर सुख बरसेगा जीवन में। सिया राम कहो, सिया राम कहो, सिया राम कहो। अंतर मन में फिर सुख बरसेगा जीवन में। सिया राम कहो, सिया राम कहो, सिया राम कहो।
प्रेम से बोलो विष्णु भगवान की जय। प्रेम से बोलो श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। प्रेम से बोलो सीता माता की जय। प्रेम से बोलो हनुमान स्वामी की जय। प्रेम से बोलो कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। Go ahead and take some of those purple colored flowers in your hands. And devotees, we all join together now as we offer prayers to that universal Father and that universal Guru. As we join together as we offer prayers to that destroyer of all evils in our life in this universe, we join together as we offer prayers to Lord Shiva. संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा सन्तं हृदयारण्ये भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि ॐ शिवाय You can head to the Shiva Lingam with my hand Lingam Nirmalabhasita Shobhitalingam Janamajadokha Vinashakalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Brahmamurari Surarchitalingam Nirmalabhasita Shobhitalingam Janamajadokha Vinashakalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Devamuni Parvarchidalingam Kamadaham Karunakalalingam Ravanadaripavinashanalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Sarvasubhandi Sulitvitalingam Rupi Vivaranadharinalingam Siddhasuram Suravanditalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Kanakamahamani Bhushitalingam Vanipati Vishtita Shobhitalingam Dhakshasu Yajna Vinashanalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Kumkumachandaniripitalingam Pankajahara Sushobhitalingam Sanchita Papa Vinashanalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Devamararchita Sevitalingam Vaivera Bhakti Virevachalingam Dinakaramurti Prabhakaralingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Ashtadaruparivishthitalingam Sarvasamudamavakaranalingam Ashtadarindravinaashritalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Surapuru Surarapujitalingam Suravana Pushpa Sararchitalingam Param Paramatmakalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam Ashtakam Niram Bhunjam Yahapati Ch Sannidhao Shivalokhamavapnotir Shivena Sahamodati Devotees, for those who are desirous of participating in puja for Lord Shiva, I ask that you please come forth at this time. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya.
करेश्वराय हरि ओम करेश्वराय ओम 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 नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय ओम सोमेश्वराय हरि ओम सोमेश्वराय 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 ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय ओम गंगाधराय हरि ओम गंगाधराय 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 ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय 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 ओम सोमेश्वराय हरि ओम सोमेश्वराय ओम सोमेश्वराय हरि ओम सोमेश्वराय ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय 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 ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय
Devotees, we offer this next prayer for all those suffering from various illnesses, diseases, injuries, and ailments. We ask that they may have a fast, a speedy, and full recovery. We also offer a prayer for those transitioning from this world to the next. May the passage be as smooth and tranquil. Om Hayambakam Yajame Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityurmukshiyo Mamrutat Om Trayambakam Yajame Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityurmukshiyo Mamrutat Om Trayambakam Yajame Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityurmukshiyo Mamrutat Om Gangadapati Namaha Om Kartikeya Namaha Om Nandishwaraya Namaha Om Vasukiye Namaha Om Shri Sambasmadha Shivaya Namaha. Prem se bolo Shiva Shankar Bhagwan ki jai. Devotees, for all of us who have a guru, we offer a prayer toward a guru. If not, we take Lord Shiva or any devotee on our mind that we so please as our universal guru, as we join together in prayer. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurue Namaha. Om Dhyana Moolam Gurur Murti Puja Moolam Gurur Param Mantra Moolam Gurur Bhatyam Moksha Moolam Gurur Kripar Prem se Guru Guru Dev ki jai. And at this time, devotees, for anyone who has prasad or charaway, I ask that you please come forth at this time. Okay. You can pretty much just take the entire thing of Tulsi. I don't think anybody else is coming to offer. You got it? Okay. Om Naivedyam Grihitam Deva Bhakti Me Chalam Kuru Ipsitam Me Varam Dehi Paratraya Paranjatim Om Nidam Palam Maya Devan Stapitam Purastava Tena Me Sapalavaptir Janmani Janmani Om Sarva Papa Haram Divyam Gangeyam Nirmalam Jalam Achmanam Maya Riktam Grihitam Purushottamam. Offer prasad. रुचि रुचि भोग लगाओ प्यारे मोहन आओ 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 भोग लगाओ प्यारे मोहन दुर्योधन त्यागे दुर्योधन की मेवा त्यागे संग विदुर खायो प्यारे मोहन आओ भोग लगाओ प्यारे मोहन आओ भोग लगाओ प्यारे मोहन आओ भोग लगाओ प्यारे मोहन आओ भोग पति गरावे प्यारे मोहन गाओ भले गाओ 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 प्यारे मोहन. Devotees, at this time I ask we all join together as we commence in our Hawan ceremony. Go ahead and light the Hawan Kund. Om Agni Mille Purohitam Yagyasya Devam Retvajam Ordharam Radhadharam Agni Devaya Namah. We make our offerings to Agni Devata. Om Prajapati Swaha Idam Prajapati Idam Namama Om Indraya Swaha Idam Indraya Idam Namama Om Aganaye Swaha Idam Aganaye Idam Namama Om Sumaya Swaha Idam Sumaya Idam Namama Om Hum Swaha Idam Aganaye Idam Namama Om Bhuva Swaha Idam Vayo Idam Namama Om Swaha Swaha Idam Suryaya Idam Namama Om Suryaya Namaha Swaha Idam Suryaya Idam Namama Om Chandraya Namaha Swaha Idam Chandraya Idam Namama Om Bhaumaya Namaha Swaha Idam Bhaumaya Idam Namama Om Buddhaya Namaha Swaha Idam Buddhaya Idam Namama Om Brihaspati Namaha Swaha Idam Brihaspati Idam Namama Om Shukraya Namaha Swaha Idam Shukraya Idam Namama Om Shanishcharaya Namaha Swaha Idam Shanishcharaya Idam Namama Om Rahaya Namaha Swaha Idam Rahaya Idam Namama Om Ketave Namaha Swaha Idam Ketave Idam Namama Om Ganeshaya Namaha Swaha Om Mahagauriye Namaha Swaha Om Mahasaraswati Namaha Swaha Om Mahalakshmiye Namaha Swaha Om Mahadurgaye Namaha Swaha Om Guruve Namaha Swaha Om Brahmane Namaha Swaha Om Vishnuve Namaha Swaha Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Swaha Om Ramaya Namaha Swaha Om Sitaya Namaha Swaha Om Hanumate Namaha Swaha Om Krishnaya Namaha Swaha Om Shivaya Namaha Swaha Om Sarvebhyo Devebhyo Namaha Swaha Om Sarvebhyo Pitribhyo Namaha Swadaha Om Bhuram Bhuvaswam Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha Om Bhuri Bhuvaswa Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha Om Bhuri Bhuvaswa Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yo Nah Prachodayat Swaha. We take everything together and stand as we commence with our Purnavati. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnata Purnamurachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Murhanam Nivradin Prithibhya Viswanaramrita Ajhatam Aganim Adhibham Samrajatitim Jananam Asana Patram Chanintev Swaha Om Sarvam Goe Puranagam Swaha Om Sarvam Goe Puranagam Swaha Om Sarvam Goe Puranagam Swaha. We take blessings from Agni Devata. Om Tanapagani Asitanvame Pai Om Aryaragani Sagyurme Dehi Om Varachodagani Simvarachome Dehi Om Anyatam Udamantamatra Om Tejvasi Tejamai Dehi Om Virimasi Virimai Dehi Om Balamasi Balam सहोसि सहोमैरेः ॐ शान्तिरस्तु पुष्टिरस्तु वृद्धिरस्तु यतपाप्रं ततिपतिर्वस्तु द्विपदे चतुष्पदे सुरशान्तिर्भवतु आचमनीयम् ॐ सर्वपापहरं दिव्यं गाङ्गेयं निर्मलं जलम् आचमनमयरतं गृह्यतां पुरुषोत्तमम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम प्रेम स्मरग्निर्देवता की जय। Before we commence with our sermon for today, devotees, as we join together, as we clasp our hands and close our eyes, as we offer prayers to Lord Ganesh, to Mother Saraswati, and towards our Guru. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirviganam Kurami Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvada Om Saraswati Mahabhangi Vidhi Kamala Nuchine Vidyarupe Vishalakshi Vidyamne Namastute Om Gurura Brahma Gurura Vishnu Gurura Deo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Bhagavatam Puran Srimad Bhagavatam Last week, devotees, we had started in chapter 13, book 1 of the Srimad Bhagavad Puran, where we talked about Dhritarashtra. The title of the chapter is Dhritarashtra Quits Home. And we learned more about Dhritarashtra. We said that he returned back to the kingdom. He was, he didn't return back. The story started off with his half-brother Vidura. Vidura returning back to the kingdom. No, Vidura, being a half-brother, had his own unique story. Because of a curse of Manduka Muni, Vidura, who was an incarnation of Yamaraj, for the time of 100 years had to play the part of a Sudra. So even though he was born as part of a royal family, he had to work as part of the working class. And we talked about that. And we talked about how even though we call that a curse, it's not necessarily a curse. It could also be a learning point. In order for us to really understand those that we serve, we have to be down to those that we serve. We have to understand what they do, how they work, and how they do things. We talked about a good leader too. A good leader can't lead an organization if that leader doesn't understand what the concepts of that organization are, what the details of that organization are, what the things that people do on the front line. It's just like a plant manager. So my sister-in-law, she works for a company that does chemical engineering, and she's worked with plant managers. But do you know where the plant manager started off? On the floor, working with the machines, working with the devices, working with the chemicals, and working with the people. They manage those because they know how to manage. So he came home, Vidura came home, and he was welcomed with open arms. He was welcomed by Yudhishthira, by Dhritarashtra, his half-brother, and a bunch of other people. They had sat down, they celebrated his return, and they said, do you remember how we brought up under the wings of your care, together with our mother, were delivered from various calamities like poisoning and arson? They talked more to him about the things that they did in their childhood. Isn't that what we all do when we get together with our family? Our brothers, our sisters, our cousins? You remember that stupid thing we did when we were kids? We talk like that all the time. Then he was asked the question, "Dear uncle, can you tell us what you saw or heard about our friends and well-wishers? Are the descendants of the Yadu so wrapped in their service unto Krishna all happy where they are living?" Thus being questioned by the king, he, discussing one subject after the other, properly described all he had experienced, but he did not mention the destruction of the dynasty. Because he did not want to upset them, he was as graceful not to speak about this fact, so unpalatable and unbearable aspect of mankind's behavior. The sage, who was treated like a god, thereupon resided for a few days with him so he could mean something to his eldest brother and everybody would be happy. So he started to tell them about what the kingdom was like, what he knew, but he didn't talk about the specific details that led up to that, the destruction of your kingdom which led to the current state of affairs. He didn't want to dredge up something that had just happened. He wanted to talk about the current events and things as they stand. Have you ever been in an argument with someone, and when you start arguing, they bring up something that happened like 10, maybe 15 years ago? What good does that do the argument today? What good does that do for the discussion today? It's funny, because Serena and I will talk about these things too. And we say, has there ever been a time where we argued where we were just like, you do this all the time. Name one time you did it. You want me to name one time specifically I did something? I'm not going to bring up the past over a situation today, because what happened in the past happened in the past. Will that resolve the situation today? Not unless a solution was formed that we agreed upon today. So he didn't want to bring up all the details. Really just talk to them about the state of current affairs, not everything that led up to that. And then he decided to stay with his family for a little while, catch up with them, make them happy. Yudhishthir had seen that there was a grandson in the dynasty fit for ruling the kingdom he had retrieved, and enjoyed together with his politically gifted brothers a life of great wealth. But the insurmountable and imperceptible time surpasses intimitably those who are inattentive and engrossed in their mind of attachment to the family affairs. Vidura, well aware of this, said to his brother, his half-brother Dhritarashtra, "O king, O dear brother, please withdraw yourself without delay. Just see how fear is ruling your life. In this material world, O master, there is no help from anyone or anything to escape this fear, because that fear concerns the Supreme Lord, who approaches us all in the form of eternal time." And we talk about fear. Fear arises from attachment to the material world. We have fear of losing things, fear of things happening to us. Remember the Jumbie lamp situation we talked about with Serena and I in the Blue Ridge Mountains? That fear came from a physical attachment to something, a worldly attachment, a worldly understanding. So he said your life is lived in fear. You no longer have your own dynasty. Instead, somebody else rules that dynasty. You're living in fear. Withdraw yourself. Inevitably overtaken by the pull of time, a person must, just like that, give up his life, as dear as it is to everyone, not to mention the wealth and such he has acquired. With your father, brother, well-wishers, and sons all dead, with your life expanded and your body decrepit, you live in another man's house. You have been blind since you were born. Your hearing is not so good anymore. Your memory fails, and recently your teeth loosened, your liver gives, you're troubled, and you are loudly coughing up mucus. Alas, how powerful the living being's attachment to life is. It is that strong that it makes you, just like a household dog, eat the remnants of food left over by other people. How can you subsist on the grace of those whom you tried to burn and poison, whose wife you have insulted while usurping their kingdom? Whether you like it or not, you will, however much you value your life, have to face the fact that this miserable body will dwindle and deteriorate like an old garment. Someone is courageous and wise when he, no longer being able to use his body properly, unconcerned and free from all obligations, leaves for an unknown destination. Let's sum all that up. At some point, we're all going to get to a time where we're sitting down and our bodies are going to turn against us. Even nowadays, there are certain things that happen to our bodies that turn against us. My knee pops out all the time. I learned last week that I had a dislocated rib that I had to relocate. Serena pulled her back out, working out. What's going to be more beneficial for us? Focusing on healing or complaining about the grief that we're in? We call it belly aching. I hear people say the word belly aching. What is more beneficial to you in this life? Complaining about the things that are hurting you, or doing something that makes your life more beneficial? So he's saying at some point in our life, our bodies just won't support us anymore. And what we need to do is take the time to reflect and understand where we need to go next. Who am I? Where am I going? And how am I going to get there? Those three questions we say are the hardest. And do you want to know why they're the hardest? Because the answer changes over time. If I ask myself who I am when I first started becoming a pundit, my answer would be very different to you than the answer that I would give you as to the first day I decided that I wanted to become a pundit, which is very different than the answer that I give you now. So 30 years from now, when I'm, how old am I? 32. When I'm 62, who am I? Where am I going? And how am I going to get there? That answer is going to change. That answer is going to be different because my body is going to be different. My family life is going to be different. My mentality is going to be different. My health is going to be different. So he's saying to Dhritarashtra, you are a great king. That is true. You no longer have your dynasty and you're living under somebody else's home, but your body is so old and is giving up. And yes, you have the strength, but you're also living in fear and you're living in misery. Focus on that next thing. He says, someone who is courageous and wise when he, no longer being able to use his body properly, unconcerned and free from obligation, leaves for an unknown destination. Do we know what's beyond this world? Do we know what waits for us next? No? When you walk out that door, do you know what's going to happen to you? Not necessarily. There's a little hornet's nest over there. Do we know if a hornet's going to fly down and get us? Not necessarily. We don't know what's going to happen to us. So a person who is courageous faces the unknown every single time. When you decide to move on to your next venture, whether it be high school or college, whether you move on to a new job, whether you're thinking about quitting your current job, whether you're thinking about buying a house, a car, or anything that you do, any next steps that you take is associated with some risk. That is true. But should we let that risk and the fear of that risk stop us from doing it? Never. Never at all. If we let fear control our lives and we fear the unknown the entire time, we're not going to make any progress. We're not going to go anywhere. I think people who make great leaders are people who understand that there is an unknown out there, and while they recognize there's fear to that unknown, they still take it head on. Children are the best at that. That's why I love kids, because kids don't necessarily have fear. Fear is developed over time. I watched this video the other day of a little girl, and she picked up a snake that she thought was dead, and she brought it into her house. And her mom goes, "Why did you bring that into the house?" She goes, "I don't know, I liked it." And then the snake started moving, and then the mom screamed. And then what did the little girl do? She also screamed. Now she's scared of the snake. Snake fear was developed over time. And I love kids because kids don't actually have necessarily that sense of fear to start off with. They're so brave. They're so courageous. Watch Zeke. He'll probably climb up on a chair and then jump off. No fear. If I did that, I'm going to climb up the chair and be like, I've got to step down or else I'm going to hurt my knee. I need my back for tomorrow. So I've grown to have a fear over time of my aching bones and joints. I'm not, that's just me saying something. Don't let fear get in the way of your next step. So he's saying, be free from all obligations and leave for your unknown destination. Leave this material world. Achieve something different, but don't be scared of it. Right now, you're sinning yourself. You're living a life of misery because you're afraid to go on to what's next. You think if you hold on to everything, you stay here, you're going to have some glimpse of hope, some hold on to your dynasty, some sort of recognition or wealth and fame, and that's not what you need anymore. You need to attain something differently. Anyone who, by his own understanding or having learned it from others, arrives at a consciousness and resignation of the world and leaves his home with the Lord installed in his heart is certainly a first-class human being. So a first-class human being isn't the person who has the biggest house. It's not the person who has the most wealth. It's not the person who has the best material possessions. A first-class human being is one who is not scared of the who's not scared of the unknown, will grasp the unknown, and he'll leave his home with Bhagwan in his heart at all times. That's a first-class human being. How many of us are ready right now to give up our home, our bank account, our cars, our iPhones, our tablets, our fancy little chairs, our family? How many of us are ready to give that up? Nobody in this room raised their hand. Nobody's ready to give those things up. I sure as heck am not. We need these things to survive. But on that note, devotees, at some point in time, we're going to have to learn to live and let go. As of now, I want you to start thinking of those things that you feel like you regret in this world. Not all of them at once. Take it one by one. And let those regrets live in the past. Let them subside there. Don't bring them with you any further. If you can start letting go today, you can let go in the very end. Because in order for us to be good at life, in order for us to be able to let go of things, what do we have to do? We have to practice it. One step, one thing, one notion, one thought at a time. So Dhritarashtra heard all of this information from Vidura, because Vidura heard it from a great sage. So what was his response? We're not going to take up any more time today. I want you to ponder on what we've heard already, and then as we come back next week, we'll talk about Dhritarashtra's response. How does he interpret it? Know that he quits home, but how does he interpret it at first? Prem se bolo Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki jai. Devotees, may we all please stand for final arti. Swami Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Swami Jai Jagadish Hare, Bhakta Jano ke Santata, Bhakta Jano ke Santata, Kshana me dhura kare, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Swami Jai Jagadish Hare, Bhakta Jano ke Santata, Bhakta Jano ke Santata, Shalame Dhura Kare, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Jo Nyave Parpar, Mukha Vinase Manata, Swami Dukha Vinase Manata, Sukha Sampati Varayal, Sukha Sampati Varayal, Ashtami Ketanata, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Mata Pita Tumhare, Sharana Graun ke Sakhi, Swami Sharana Graun ke Sakhi, Uma Bina Varna Nuja, Uma Bina Varna Nuja, Asa Karun Jisani, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, At this time, devotees, so we all join together as we go ahead and clasp our hands, close our eyes. As your eyes are closed, remove any thoughts from your mind that cause you fear, that cause you anxiety, that cause you stress. Remove many thoughts of this physical, this material world. Void your body and your soul of all negative energy. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, relax and straighten your spine, drop your shoulders, relax your neck, relax your forehead, relax your entire body. With your mind void of all thoughts, focus on a form of Bhagavan that's most pleasing to you, one that helps you concentrate, and join together with me as we chant our closing prayers. Sarvesham swasti bhavatu, sarvesham shanti bhavatu, sarvesham purnam bhavatu, sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Om sarve sukhino bhavantu, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit bhag bhavet. Om mantrahinam kriyahinam bhaktahinam janardanam yatya pujatam maya deva paripurnam dadastame. Papoham papo karmaham papo atma papo sambhava trahimam hundarikaksham sarva papo haro hari. Om tvameva madhas Shapitha tvameva, tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva, tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityu ma amritam yamaya. Hari Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Hari. Devotees, may we all please bow. Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Dhyan Shantir Antariksha Om Shantir Prithvi Shantir Abha Shantir Aushadhe Shantir Vannispati Shantir Vishwadeva Shantiram Brahma Shanti Sarvagam Shanti Shanti Deva Shanti Sama Shanti Devi Hari Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. प्रेम से बोलो गणेश भगवान की, प्रेम से बोलो आदि शक्ति दुर्गा माता की, प्रेम से बोलो विष्णु भगवान की, प्रेम से बोलो शिव शंकर भगवान की, प्रेम से बोलो शिव शक्ति मंदिर की, प्रेम से बोलो सनातन धर्म की. Good. And with that, devotees, we've come to the end of our Sunday morning satsang, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here today. I know the camera got some people, so some people saw who was here. In terms of who's chatting, I want to say Sita Ram to Geeta Samuel, who is chatting in the YouTube chat, Auntie Zandra, Auntie Drew, and to Indira Didi. To all of you, Jai Sita Ram, and thank you for tuning in and viewing and chatting with us as we commence with our puja here for today. Devotees, we only have a few things that are coming up here. Let me get my calendar pulled up. In the month of August, first and foremost, I think we talked about this a few times already. Thursday, August 11th, that is not this, it's a few Thursdays from now. Thursday, August 11th is known as Raksha Bandhan, so for the brothers and sisters out there, just know that that's on that date. On Thursday, August 18th is Krishna Janamashmi. We will be celebrating our puja within the mandir itself. And then Tuesday, August 30th is Shri Ganesh Chaturthi. All of those, again, time is to be determined. It's really just going to be more about logistics for those of us who have to pundit-wise and baby-wise trying to get here and make sure we're set up and everything's ready and good to go. So those are the events that we have coming up in August. I won't inundate you with too many other things that will be happening in the months of September, October, and November. Just know that those are what's coming up in August. And with that, devotees, I have honestly no other announcements to share today. I mean, that's really it. So with that being said, Jai Sita Ram to everybody. And I will now pass the microphone over to our president in training. And where's the president in training? Where's Jack? Where's Jack the man? He's hiding behind Uncle Barry, so I can't really see him. For a few more announcements.
Ram Ram. Thank y'all for coming. We have a very special birthday that was this past week. Friday. And it's our very own president's birthday. It was like 18th, 19th birthday, 16th? 16th birthday. Yeah, thanks. So happy birthday, Uncle Ram. Round of applause. Is there any other birthdays or anniversaries that I missed? Okay, not that we know of. It's cool. Alright, please take some food home, guys. Like, food, help clean up. Yeah, we can do that. If somebody can, like, come spreadsheet. Anna, that's your hand. Come. That's your hand.
No, we're gonna be.
That's, yeah? We're gonna spreadsheet.
No, but so guess what's happening tomorrow? Anybody know what's happening tomorrow? Huh? All the teachers are going back to work. So that's why you see Bahintara over there crying. You know? Yeah. She forgot about that 2 months of vacation. It went by so fast. What you want to spread a sheet? For what? Don't worry about my birthday. I got plenty of birthday celebration over the last 3 or 4 days. Sita Ram, everyone. So, thank you all for the birthday wishes from family, friends, acquaintances from near and far. Really enjoyed it. But I was thrilled that Sue and Sunny flew in. Mahindra had to stay up until about 2 a.m. in the morning to go get them because of flight delays. But they finally made it in. And so the birthday, I think for this year, my birthday was really, really fantastic. In that I woke up about 4 or 5 times and watched my grandbaby, my first grandbaby, well, my youngest grandbaby, sleeping from straight to, parallel to crooked to in every which way and direction. 2 months old moving, and so get to gaff with her a little bit, and one would think that She understood every single word I'm saying to her because she's smiling and she's cooing. From going to the human grandbaby to the four-legged grandbaby, who was also with us, Bella, running around being what we call chul, stealing my food and everything else. I mean, it was so good watching the family going for a walk, feeding their horse out in the around the lake, and it's just a little thing in life that brings so much happiness. It's not about gift or anything, but it's just about a family gathering and chatting and cooking and eating and just having good time, laughing, watching Sonny, with a sleight of the hand, cheating the kids at card games. So, and I keep warning them that keep an eye on Sonny's hand, but they wouldn't listen to me. So I think Sonny won all the game between him and Tejas. But also, as Pandit said, as you look at life and you reflect life, how your attitude and your behavior and your thinking and the things you do in life change over time, right? So when you're young, you finish school, then you find yourself a spouse, you get married, then children come along, you take your children and grandchildren come along, and during all of time, you and your spouse are together and you're co-dependent on each other. You're in good health and you're enjoying the life of each other, right? Enjoying the life of family. And then you get to a stage, and you get into the next stage where either one or both of you become codependent upon each other. And by Chris and by Zani is a typical example. I'm so proud of by Chris, as you look at between him and his spouse, the codependency that they enjoy with each other and coming to Mandir and taking care of each other, especially by Chris, I must publicly commend you for that codependency and what you're doing, and doing for Zani and Zani, holding your hands and coming to worship with you and stuff like that. So really, really commendable. And we are still communities here to support you also. Really, really value what you're doing in life. Because oftentimes you will see that codependency start splitting when the other half is dependent upon support. So, but it's very commendable. I must commend you. And I think for me, my birthday couldn't have been any better than seeing the two of you at Mandir today and spending this time with us here today. So thank you for being here. So thank you all very much. And we do have Bojan to on the other side after we finish here. Okay. And we're gonna. I got plenty of celebration. I got.
They're already at ours. They're already.
I got cupcake with soldiers and everything.
Anybody else got to sit there? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Bhai Balram. Happy birthday to you. बार बार दिन ये आए, बार बार दिन ये गाए, बार बार दिन ये आए, बार बार दिन ये गाए, तू जिए हजारों साल, ये मेरी है आरज़ू। Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. birthday